Welcome to the first chapter of our journey, our first glimpse of reality. Imagine yourself deep inside a shadowy cave, your hands and feet bound so tightly you can't move at all. In front of you, shadows flicker and dance across the cold stone wall. These shapes are all you've ever seen. For as long as you can remember, these shadows have been your entire world. They are your reality. This isn't just a story, it's the famous allegory told by Plato, the ancient philosopher. He wanted us to consider, what if our view of the world is just a shadow of something deeper? Are we truly seeing reality, or just an illusion our minds create for us? Centuries later, another thinker, Immanuel Kant, expanded on this idea. He believed we can never access the world as it truly is. Our minds always shape and interpret what we experience. Today, scientists studying the brain agree, our minds aren't just passive recorders. They're active interpreters, filling in gaps and making sense of the world. Our brains gather fragments from our senses and weave them into a vivid picture, a story of the world unique to each of us. What we experience is a blend, a mix of what's really out there, and the creative work of our minds. Plato and Kant were onto something. What we see is like a computer screen, colorful and clear, but hiding the complex reality beneath. Over countless generations, our senses evolved not to reveal every detail, but to help us survive. The solid feel of a table, the colors of a sunset, these are helpful stories our minds create, not the full truth of reality. If we want to unlock the mysteries of the universe, our first quest is to understand the storyteller within, our own mind. To see the universe as it truly is, we must first see how our minds shape every glimpse. And so, our story begins. The first step to understanding reality is realizing that much of what we see is a masterpiece painted inside our own minds. Welcome to a new section, How Your Brain Paints the World. Every moment, your brain is actively constructing the world you perceive, piece by piece. Let's explore how this happens. It all starts with a single photon of light, traveling across space until it reaches your eye. When that photon arrives, your eye sends only partial information to your brain, a rough outline with gaps and missing details. There are even areas, like your blind spot, where no visual information is sent at all. Yet, as you look around, you don't notice these gaps. The world appears whole, seamless, and vibrant. That's because your brain fills in the blanks, using memories and context from your surroundings to create a vivid, continuous scene. You're not consciously aware of this process. The world always feels complete, as if nothing is missing. Sometimes, though, the brain's creative process is revealed, such as when you encounter an optical illusion. Take the Canisa triangle, for example. Your mind perceives a triangle that isn't actually present, constructing shapes from incomplete information. But this isn't a flaw. It's one of your brain's remarkable abilities. This skill can be life-saving, helping you spot a hidden tiger in the grass or recognize a friend's face from far away in a busy crowd. Your brain is constantly piecing together clues, making informed predictions to build the world you see. In reality, what you see is a story, crafted by your mind, moment by moment. And this story is so convincing, so vivid, that you trust it completely. But remember, what you see isn't just a direct reflection of reality, it's a masterpiece your brain creates. Every second, your mind is constructing the world you experience, piece by piece. The reality you know is your brain's most captivating story, a living, evolving interpretation of what's truly out there. If you've ever wondered about the nature of reality, this chapter is for you. Here, we explore what happens when perception diverges from the external world, when the mind, our internal narrator, constructs reality from signals that may not align with what's actually present. Sometimes, the brain misinterprets sensory information, creating experiences that don't accurately reflect the outside world. Consider Charles Bonnet Syndrome. When someone's vision deteriorates, the brain may compensate by generating vivid, complex images. These can include fantastical figures or swirling colors. People experiencing this usually recognize these images aren't real, but the mind fills in the gaps with its own creations. The mind draws from its reservoir of memories, constructing images to fill sensory voids, stories that can feel real, even when we know they're not. This demonstrates the brain's remarkable creativity. When sensory input is limited, the mind becomes the artist, creating its own version of reality. But you don't need a medical condition to experience this phenomenon. Have you ever seen a face in the clouds or noticed a smile in your morning toast? This is called pareidolia, a natural tendency of the mind. Our brains are wired to seek patterns, especially faces, often finding meaning where none actually exists. This pattern-seeking behavior has evolutionary roots. For our ancestors, detecting a potential threat, even if it was a false alarm, could be a matter of survival. In uncertain situations, it was safer to mistake a shadow for a predator than to overlook real danger. So, the next time you see a face in your coffee, remember, it's your brain's way of interpreting the world, keeping you engaged and alert. Our minds are natural storytellers, constantly interpreting and constructing our reality, even if that means perceiving things that aren't truly there. Welcome to our next section, Illusions of the Mind. Imagine, for a moment, that your mind is like the director of a grand film, one where your experience of reality is constructed behind the scenes. As you sit in a dark theater, the movie flickers to life. You don't see a jumble of still frames, but a seamless story unfolding before your eyes. That's because your brain acts as a master editor, stitching each image together, filling in the blanks, and making the world appear smooth and continuous. Even when your eyes dart from one scene to the next, you rarely notice the split-second darkness between glances. The story never skips a beat. Instead, you experience a world that feels steady and unbroken, as if nothing changes when you look away. Like a skilled storyteller, your brain edits out the chaos, leaving you with a clear, simple narrative. What you see and feel isn't a perfect copy of reality, it's a version your mind constructs tailored for you. The brain's goal isn't to show you every detail, but to keep your experience believable, steady, and familiar. Like a filter, it tweaks, fills in, and sometimes invents details, all to help you make sense of the world's complexities. The trust you place in your senses, that's a feeling your brain carefully crafts, drawing you deeper into its story. And once you realize this, you're ready to look beyond the story your mind tells, to explore the mysteries that lie just out of sight. Have you ever wondered if the universe exists in the same way when no one is there to observe it? In this chapter, we explore the classic question, does a tree fall if no one is watching? Imagine for a moment that you're in a world where everything moves like a grand, ancient clock. For centuries, people believed the universe was just like that, solid, predictable, and operating the same way whether or not anyone was there to see it. But then, discoveries in quantum mechanics challenged this view. Scientists looked deeper into the quantum world, and everything changed. At the smallest scales, where atoms and particles move, things behave in surprising ways. Particles can exist in multiple places and states at once, like a story with many possible endings, all waiting to happen. But when you observe or measure, the possibilities narrow down to a single outcome. The act of observation causes the quantum system to take on a definite state. This is known as the observer effect, where the act of measurement influences the outcome. When you measure, the universe selects one path from many. The famous double-slit experiment illustrates this concept. In this experiment, electrons act like waves and can pass through two slits at once, unless they are observed. When an observation is made, the wave pattern disappears, and the electrons behave like particles, as if they know they are being watched. By observing, you influence the outcome. Your observation becomes part of the process. So quantum mechanics raises a profound question. If a tree falls in a forest and no one is there to observe it, can we say it truly happened in a definite way? Experiments show that observation or measurement is fundamental to how reality unfolds. It's as if the universe waits for someone to observe before settling on an outcome. Until someone observes, the universe holds all possibilities in suspense. In the end, we are part of the story. Reality, it seems, depends on observation, on us being here to witness it. Many people may not realize just how much our attention can influence our understanding of reality. Welcome to this section, Shaping Reality with a Glance. Imagine entering a world where simply observing can make a difference. This is the essence of the observer effect. A phenomenon in quantum physics where the act of measurement can influence the outcome. In the quantum realm, observation is not a passive act. When we examine quantum systems, their behavior can change simply because we're measuring them. Some scientists suggest that these experiments reveal as much about our knowledge and measurement as they do about the universe itself. It's as if reality remains undefined until it is observed. Each time we measure, our understanding evolves. The most significant transformation often happens within our minds, shaping our perception of what is possible. In this narrative, reality is not just external, it's also personal. Each of us, with every observation, contributes to the world we experience. Our brains act as storytellers, assembling fragments of information to construct the reality we know. At every level, what we notice helps determine what becomes real for us. Our attention is like a brushstroke on the canvas of existence. We are not merely spectators in the universe's story, we are participants woven into the very fabric of the cosmos. Information and observation are the threads that connect the universe, shaping its story with every act of attention. The universe is more than just matter and energy, it is also the story of how we learn, discover, and understand. So every time you observe, remember, you are helping to shape the reality you experience. Prepare to have your perspective challenged. What if our understanding of reality is incomplete? Some physicists propose that the universe, as we perceive it, could be described as a grand hologram. Imagine for a moment that everything you see, touch, and feel in the universe is not fundamentally made of matter, but of information. Think of a painting that appears three-dimensional, but is actually a flat image. The holographic principle suggests our universe might be similar. What we experience as a 3D world could emerge from information encoded on a distant 2D surface. This idea gained traction through the study of black holes. Scientists found that the information about everything inside a black hole seems to be stored on its surface, like a cosmic record written on the event horizon. So, what if our entire universe is like a 3D projection, emerging from a flat underlying layer of information? In this view, the universe isn't just made of atoms and stars, but of countless bits of information, each one a part of the cosmic fabric. This concept connects the laws of the very small, like quantum mechanics, with gravity, offering a possible bridge between two fundamental theories of physics. If information truly forms the foundation of reality, then those who study and interpret it, like us, are active participants in the universe's unfolding story. We don't just exist in the universe, we help interpret and give meaning to the information that shapes it. Ultimately, our existence is intertwined with the universe itself, a living part of the grand hologram, forever connected to the cosmos. People everywhere seek answers about consciousness, what it is, where it originates, and how it fits into the vast cosmic orchestra. Imagine this. Thousands of years ago, a small group gathers in a dark cave, their faces softly illuminated by the flicker of firelight. They watch shadows dance across the stone walls, creating stories from the shapes they perceive. Fast forward to today. We marvel at stunning images of distant galaxies, our imaginations reaching across the universe. Throughout history, humans have always been at the center, seeking, questioning, and connecting. Our minds act as storytellers, gathering fragments of reality and weaving them into a tapestry that helps us understand the world. Science has revealed something remarkable. Sometimes, the act of observing can influence what we observe. The universe responds to our attention. The observer, the one watching, always plays a crucial role in the unfolding of events. Some thinkers even wonder, what if our minds are woven into the very fabric of the universe? Could it be that the universe needs us, that it seeks to be understood, and we are its storytellers? Perhaps we are not only children of the universe, but also co-creators, shaping its story as we live and dream within it. Our consciousness may be as fundamental as space and time themselves, a thread in the cosmic tapestry. Through our eyes, the universe observes itself, searching for meaning. Many things can observe, a robot, an animal, a machine, but to be truly self-aware, as humans are, is a rare and extraordinary phenomenon. Perhaps the principles that shape our minds and the laws that govern the universe are more connected than we ever realized. By being aware, by telling the universe's story, we help bring reality itself into being. Understanding the mind's place in the cosmos is essential. Welcome to the final chapter of our journey, a moment to reflect on how our minds are intricately connected to the very fabric of reality. Imagine standing at the edge of reality, where your mind and the universe meet. Together, we shape what we call real, each thought and perception influencing the world around us. Consider the ancient story of Plato's cave. People saw only shadows on the wall, believing them to be the whole world. In a similar way, we too perceive just a shadow, a version of reality constructed by our minds. As we explore further, the boundary between our thoughts and the universe becomes less distinct. Where does the mind end and the cosmos begin? Our senses act as interpreters, presenting not the world as it truly is, but as we are able to perceive it, filtered through our biology and shaped by our expectations. Sometimes, this perspective can make us feel small, tiny figures beneath a vast, star-filled sky. Yet within that smallness lies a profound potential. We are not merely observers. We are participants in the universe's unfolding story, woven into its very fabric. Science, then, is our adventure. More than a search for facts, it is a quest to understand and help shape the universe's narrative. Through us, the universe observes itself. We are its eyes, its mind, its storytellers. Perhaps the greatest mystery of all lies not in distant galaxies, but within the depths of our own minds. By seeking knowledge, we help the universe understand itself. That is our story, our unique role in the grand cosmic adventure.